Peace, y'all. Okay, so I'm back with another read. Wish you inner peace, okay, and wholeness. All right. Thank you for your likes, your views, and your subscribes. Thank you as well for hitting that notification bell, okay, so that you're notified when I upload a video. I hope all is well. Okay. So I just felt like doing a read. We're gonna see what comes out in the energy. Remember to only take what resonates and leave what does not. All right. When that messages are timeless, at least I say I'm picking up on a specific time or current energy. All right. No. Okay. I'm not feeling this deck today. For some reason, I'm feeling straight tarot. Okay. Alright. Since we're going straight tarot, my Most High, Divine Spirit, Guardians, Angels, Ancestors. Okay. I said you protect me as we channel this energy for the collective. Alright. What's going on with the collective energy? What does the collective need to be aware of or be guided on? Okay. First card out, Five of Cups. Okay. So immediately what came to mind was somebody, whether or not it's emotionally feeling a loss or emotionally feeling depleted in some way. Okay, collective, whether or not this is you or someone else. All right. The World and the King of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So something is over for someone caring about something. Okay. Somebody could be, you know, frustrated that you don't care about something, or you could be via that someone else doesn't care, or it could be as well that, you know, you're at that, like, it's like damn near, it's like on the fence, but you know not to be on the fence. It's like when you're used to being on the fence about something, and then you finally decide to get off of the fence and choose a side, right? And you have that internal battle, right? About whether or not that, you know, the decision that you're making is right. But, you know, again, the human emotions and attachment styles, things like that, could keep you, it could keep your, you know, being that of who you are. If you are that King of Cups energy, you care deeply. Okay, you are extremely considerate. You could be emotional based. You feel strong emotions about things. Okay, we have that masculine. So whether or not you are a masculine energy, for someone you are. My nose is itching. Feel like I'm about to sneeze. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. But it seems like it's working in your favor though. With that Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Swords. Yeah. Somebody, it seems that you're stressed, or somebody's stressed. Okay, it seems like somebody's stressed about having to let something go in order for something to work out in their favor. Okay, like I said, somebody, you're extremely considerate. Okay, or you were once upon a time. Okay, take it as it resonates. Or someone else is stressed about how you letting go of things is really working in your favor. Like this is giving, like, putting aside your emotions so that you can obtain or move in the direct way that you need to, versus beating around the bush. Okay, versus you know, that what comes to mind is that derogatory phrase for indigenous. Okay, indigenous people or Native Americans, like half stepping. Okay, you're not half stepping. Okay. Three of Swords, Ten of Cups. Yeah. Whether or not it's about a relative or you are that relative, okay, family member, something like that. Five of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Three of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. Yeah, somebody Basically, I see somebody hurt. Somebody is hurt because of the disconnection. Somebody, you're putting your work, okay? You're putting your work, whatever that work is for you, okay? Clarifying. I want to see what this Eight of Pentacles is. What is this work? Okay, what is this work that's got somebody so stressed and so hurt? Four of Swords, you getting your peace. So somebody, you've chosen your peace over some type of connection. Yep. Somebody, you've chosen your peace over some mess, okay? Because the best card out here is the Eight of Pentacles. So it's basically somebody you choosing rather than to stress, rather than to be hurt, rather than to be connected to individuals that bring nothing but that as well. You're choosing your peace, which means you're focused on your work, okay? You're focused on building, okay? You're focused on stabilizing your mental, okay? We got swords, we got cups out here, and the only one that's tangible is that Eight of Pentacles with that Four of Swords. Yeah, somebody, you're more focused on having your mental clarity and your peace over all the rest of this stress, okay? Versus having your mind being clouded and allowing that cloudy mind to, you know, distort your reality or distort what you're working on, okay? Ace of Cups, Four of Swords. Yeah, for somebody, it's somebody that you cared about, someone that cares about you, okay? For some reason, I feel like being this, somebody that cares about you, okay? The Fool, yeah, you're taking a leap away, okay? So, you know, it's the sacrifices. It's one of those things about the sacrifices that have to be made in order for an improvement to come, in order for growth to come, in order for forward movement and inspired action to take place, okay? Getting wands. We don't have any wands out here, but I can feel it in the spirit, okay? So we're going to have a wand come out here soon to clarify that, I bet you. All right, we got the Devil, okay? That is a fiery energy. That's also that Capricorn energy. Three of Swords. Three of Swords and the Devil? That's like being in control of someone's pain or something else being in control of your pain, okay? That's like... that's a force that's outside of yourself, but it can also be a force inside of yourself that's causing pain if it is you causing pain for yourself, okay? Clarifying this Five of Cups. There goes the Five of Wands. I told you about that Five of Wands, yeah. So, 555, 55 is significant, okay? You have the Five of Wands clarifying the Five of Cups. Yeah, somebody you're fighting on. Fighting for your peace, okay? I can't be mad at you. I can't be mad at you for fighting for your peace. The Empress. Taurus, Libra energy. Clarify this Ten of Cups. Seven of Swords. Okay, so for somebody, whoever this Ten of Cups is, and the King of Cups reversed. Damn, and that's right after the Devil too. Okay. Yeah, so for someone, it seems like you've seen somebody's colors. Like that's what I'm getting. You've seen somebody's colors or seen somebody for who they are. You don't want this Page of Cups. You have an innocent type of vibe about you. So that's why, like I said earlier, when I started with the energy talking about somebody being on the fence, but no longer being on the fence or wanting to be on the fence, you're extremely caring. You're extremely pure, okay? Your desires are innocent. Ten of Pentacles, yeah. So you desire, you know, communal wealth, okay? But you couldn't build communal wealth with people who don't understand that the things that they're doing do not come from a wealthy and abundant type of energy force or a wealthy or an abundant type of mindset. So you're seeing how other people are being the devil in your life, or how they were just, you know, they're being toxic or connected to toxic mindsets, habits, ways of life, lifestyles, and beings, okay? Clarify this Five of Wands. And the funny thing is, I've been channeling a lot about like 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles energy. So there's definitely big time this energy in the collective about identifying whether it be relatives or people that you see as family, and they're really the devil in your life. Okay, they're really devils in your life. They're really demons in your life. They're really individuals who are holding you back from reaching your truest potential. They're really individuals who have extremely toxic ways that affect you negatively, that you were connected to or that you were always around, and you wanting to separate from that, you wanting to disconnect from that, you wanting to go to higher, you not wanting to follow them to hell, but instead go to heaven on your own if they don't want to come with you. Okay, I just heard justice will prevail. Okay, 5 of Wands. So this could be justice, not even could be, this is new perspective, the Hangman. Major Pisces energy. Yeah. So for someone, again, like your justice is you choosing your side of the fence, okay? You not being on the fence so that you can have this abundance, so that this work can pay off for you, because you're not the same. You're not built the same as these relatives, things like that. The only thing that you share is blood. The only thing that you share is blood. You don't share spirits. You don't share, destinies. And for someone, you're really accepting that, even if it is a hard thing, even if it is or was a hard thing to accept, so that you could disconnect from them. Okay. Your lifestyles could be different. For someone's, yours are. Okay. 4 of Swords. Whole lot of cards. Too many cards. Temperance, divine timing. Okay, major Sagittarius energy. It's part of your divine destiny for you to have this peace, for you to disconnect from these things. Okay, you have a higher purpose and a higher calling, and you can't let three-dimensional things, okay, three-dimensional things and three-dimensional connections keep you from your destiny. Because you have an Ace of Cups, you have a whole cup, you have a cup full of whether or not it is, your soul's completion, your soul's fulfillment. Okay, love from the divine. Okay, love, you have a full cup that has your name on it, and you can no longer be knocking your cup over, okay, for others and allowing others to knock your cup over. Okay. It's cups. The world, like I said, it's over. So yeah, for somebody, you're done. It's done. It's over. It's time. It's time for your cup to be full, and it's time for you to no longer be trying to pour your cup into others who are connected to the devil. Okay. It's like with that moon, keep filling up the devil's cup for the devil to attack you, right? It's giving that energy of, say it's like feeding a starved dog, right? Feeding a starved dog just to give it strength to attack you. Okay, for somebody, you're no longer feeding something that is truly only against you and not for you. Okay, hit dog will holler. I got, yep, 9 of Cups, because you got a hidden moon, 9 of Cups, completion, wish fulfillment, and the Lovers from a choice, okay, and or whether or not this is a connection or soulmate. Okay, you got hidden beauties, hidden gems. You got things that, if you haven't gotten them yet, the reason you haven't got them yet is so that the devil can't have them, right? There are certain things that you can't have until you disconnect from, different energies that would take from you. That dog that you want to feed, the dog that you want to take from your plate, you want to put onto the plate. God is giving you a full plate, a table and all. And you basically, God knowing that these individuals, if you invite them to the table, they're going to take the food off your plate. They're going to hoard and be greedy and gluttonous and take all the food on the table. Take more and take what is yours. And that ain't, and that can't happen. Okay? So There are certain things that have been put on a stop or on a hold, or were put on a stop or put on a hold, so that this devil energy couldn't take it and hurt you, okay? The Hermit, yeah. So it's only when now you're stepping away, or it's only when you go on your own. Three of Swords, the devil, you're also being perceived that way, okay? You taking this time to step away from the devil, you are also being perceived that way as well. Somebody's like, oh, well, I can't believe that, you know, I can't believe that they would ever leave me. I can't believe that they would ever disconnect from me. It's giving narcissistic energy, right? No, like, they need me. No, they need you, okay? Some people really can't be honest with themselves. It's sad, but it's true. There are some people who truly can't be honest with themselves and have never been honest with themselves. So, of course, if they can't be honest with themselves, they'll never be honest with you. Always having sneaky, underhanded energy, okay, what that Seven of Swords was about. And you're realizing certain people's energy, regardless of what they are coming forth with, their actions are speaking louder than their words, okay? The devil is physical energy, okay? You know, they'll, you know, one of those phrases of, you know, the devil's words are like sickly sweet, okay? Sickly sweet, but then it'll turn around and it's like, it's not what you thought it was going to be, because it's just words. It was just words with no proven action behind them, okay? Like, hit them with the... Yep. And when you go on your own and stop trying to force your love in their cup, okay? Love what loves you, okay? But even then, like, that phrase for me is, you feel me? It's like, yeah, love what loves you, but at the same time, you don't have to give love to what loves you as well. You have to be decisive, okay? Because there are toxic people that so-called love you, or they do love you, and their love is toxic as hell. And just because they love you don't mean you need to have them around you and accept or let them love you, because their love does nothing but hurt you. Three of Swords, the devil, okay? The Hierophant. And this is definitely like this. I know for some this will be triggering. For some this is triggering, okay? Some people, yeah, as I've said before, you know, you got those relatives that'll be like, family above everything. Family is law. Family is just this, that, and the third, but they show are being unlawful, you know, treating you unlawfully. That ain't family. I don't care about none of that, okay? Some of y'all were born into karmic families. Some of us, okay? Some of us were born into karmic families. You will really only sit there to learn some lessons, you know, break some generational curses, and then move on with your life, okay? So those lessons, those things that you came into that bloodline with, that you were born with, you take that and you heal it for yourself, and it allows you to, you close out that toxic ass family cycle, and then you move on to start a new healthy bloodline. Okay, you cleanse the bloodline. For somebody, you are, you know, the chosen in your bloodline, 144 energy. You really are the one that is having to make the really tough decisions that nobody else had the strength in your bloodline to make. Okay, it be sucky while you do it, but the blessings that come through, and the way that you notice how your life turns out better than any of your relatives that kept going down the same toxic path, that's one of the things you'll see later. Like, when you're presently in it and you're presently hurt by it, yeah, it's sucky. But then as you move forward, as you see yourself improve, as you see your life improve and your lifestyle change, you see all the blessings come through, okay? You see all the light shining. When you come through, what, Lord, walk through the valley of the shadow and death, I will fear no evil. Okay. Ten of Wands, yeah, it's over. That burden. Yep. And some of you had to think differently about that. With this Hangman and the Ten of Wands, all the stuff, wondering why you experienced such negative things from your bloodline, from your family, why you felt so disconnected, why you felt different, why you didn't feel like you didn't belong, because you really don't. You don't. You belong somewhere else. You were just there to learn what you needed to learn, obtain what you needed to obtain, to move where you are supposed to go, where you are destined to go. Okay? Four of Cups, Nine of Wands. Yeah, you withstood. You had to withstand the mistreatment. You had to withstand the boredom. You had to withstand the emotional stifle. Excuse me, y'all. You had to withstand the emotional neglect. Okay? And believe me, no journey is the same, but that's definitely one of the toughest journeys. When you accept the journey of having to be a chosen one in your bloodline, that's one of the most toughest journeys to go on, because that's one of the things that a lot of people have trouble disconnecting with, right? Eight of Swords, yeah, Eight of Swords, Five of Swords. You can get stuck in your head. Six of Swords, yeah, you get stuck in your head. You get to feeling like, you know, you feel some type of way about yourself, okay? Seeing yourself in a way that is not true, okay? Clarifying Temperance. Six of Wands. And this is victory. This is a card of victory. This is the card of I see someone. I was about to say CCing someone. Okay. In the original Six of Wands card, there is a person on a horse with a wreath because they've closed out a cycle, and they have these other people around them holding wands, and then you see one person looking at them up on their high horse. Okay. 10 of Wands. The things that you have overcome, the things that you overcome in your bloodline, there are going to be those that can't do anything but watch you and see you atop your horse that the divine has put you on for closing out. Like, the divine will literally use you as a lesson, like sit you up there, like, see, this is what happens when you do what you're supposed to do. And there are going to be those that will take it like, well, why them? And no, like, if I was them, so many people will be like, if I was them, but the fact is that they're not you. Okay? They're not. And you have to do what you have to do. They are not you for a reason. You are you for a reason, because you were sent and known that you would do what you were supposed to do. Okay? Have the diligence, have the discernment, and have the discipline and the self-respect to do what others in your bloodline could not and would not do. Okay? The Tower. Exactly. You're bringing big change. Two of Cups. And this change is affecting relationships, connections, okay? Of course, as it will, as it would, as it should. When you change and you act differently, right? When you know better, you do better. When you know different, you move different. Judgment. And see, judgment is being called in your favor. The Fool, for going a different way, for making these decisions. Three of Pentacles. Three is a specific number for someone, okay? Clarifying the World. Yep, Three of Pentacles came out again, baby. The World. Yeah, it's these extra connections, these third-party situations, these allowing other people to get between you and your destiny, or trying to mediate for you when they don't even have the authority to mediate between you and your destiny. It's being cut out. It's done. It's over with. You are in control of your own way towards your destiny. Okay? The Wheel of Fortune. King of Pentacles. And baby, let me tell you, Queen of Swords. The wheel is turning. Okay? The tables are turning. Things are happening in your favor now that you will be and are standing in your power. Now that you are no longer standing on the fence. Okay? When you stand for nothing, you stand to lose it all. It's not even like, because there's another one that I'd be saying too. Stand for nothing and lose everything. Okay? But stand for nothing. Okay? Stand for nothing, and you do have the chance to not stand when needed. That means that something can just be taken, right? Not even standing up for yourself, not standing up for what you believe is right, not standing up. If you just keep not standing, you're going to keep being overlooked. But in order for you to be seen, you have to stand. Okay? Some people are so afraid to stand and have the attention be on them because of fear of what others would do, right? But when the divine has sent you on a mission, you need not worry about other humans, okay? Humans are the last thing you need to be worried about, okay? Because the divine will set all of them straight, will handle that, whatever this is, that, and a third, okay? Gotcha. King of Pentacles came out again, okay? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Someone you were born to be the true, okay? You were born and meant to show the true wealth of your bloodline. It don't matter whether or not they got money, you come from big money. It's not about money, okay? You will have that though, you feel me? You gonna have that. But it's about the true wealth, okay? The true wealth of the soul, the things that have been buried in the bloodline that actually come through the blood, but via choice and decisions, abilities and things like that that got weakened because they were not used, and they were, whether or not demonized or whatever they are, you are the one that's going to show all the wealth, be able to hold all the wealth of your bloodline. Because honestly, for some of y'all, your bloodline has been tainted, okay? Others allowed themselves to be tainted, and then tainted their children, and their children tainted their children. Tainted, and then it keeps coming. It kept going until a toxic generational curse, okay? And like I said, you are the one that is breaking through that generational curse. That means that you are also the one that is gaining access to the abundant wealth of resources that come through your bloodline that have not been able to be accessed because of decisions, and because of blockages, and because of barriers, okay, via mentally and or lifestyles, okay? It's like you're the one reversing, okay? You are reversing the bloodline, okay? Reversing all the different things that have been done to it so it can then be purified. You are the purifier of your bloodline, okay? Yep, Queen of Swords. And the Hermit, you're the one that, you know, it's definitely an alone type of thing. Like, you alone, okay? You alone are finding that clarity. You alone are the one that is bringing the sword that is cutting off all the loose ends, cutting out all the poisoned places in the bloodline, disinfecting all these different things, carving, okay? Recarving out the bloodline that had been buried, okay? By low level 3D things. Your bloodline is not supposed to be, okay? Your bloodline actually comes from a high place of a high standard. It felt like back in the day, something about back in the day, okay? Long back in the day, your bloodline was the top of the line, okay? But its potency has been lowered via neglect. Okay, and you are the one that is raising your bloodline back to the standard that it was at. Okay, the honorary noble that it is supposed to be. You come from nobles. Okay, you come from, whether or not it is kings and queens, you come from divinity. Your bloodline comes from divinity, but because it was tainted, the divinity was not able to be accessed. Okay, and now you are accessing the divinity, then bringing your bloodline to the standard that it once was at. Okay. Some of y'all, you come from bloodlines that were rulers, okay? That were rulers. confirmation. Clarify this Knight of Cups. Yep, Five of Pentacles. And now that you see the truth and you know the truth, you're no longer giving energy, okay? You're no longer giving energy with this Five of Pentacles. You're starving out, okay? You're starving out the toxicity. You're starving out whether or not it's the connections to the relatives, because we do have that Ten of Cups over here with that Knight of Cups reverse. You're no longer giving energy, okay? Keep being on the fence about something and being afraid to, you know, stand up and take a stand against whether or not it is relatives, okay? For someone, this is a really big energy, okay? Yeah, Page of Pentacles. You are planting new and fertile seeds, okay? You're planting the seeds that are supposed to be planted by your pure soul, and you are standing your ground and have to stand your ground. Seven of Wands. And take that leap. You have to allow yourself to look like the fool, because baby, you're really the King of Swords, okay? They may be perceiving you, you may be being perceived or looked at as a fool. But this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy with the King of Swords, you got the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords out here. That's the sharpest one in the deck. That is the most mental, the one that has the most mental clarity. That is the one that has the straightest, well, specifically, looking for something specific, direct movement. That is one that has the most direct movement, okay? Because their mind is so clear, they can make the movements that they need to. This is the best strategic planner, okay? This is the one that it takes to cut out. You need a sword to cut out these toxic ropes, okay? These toxic vines. This is the one that can think for themselves, okay? This is the one that you call on when something needs to be cleared up. That's why you got called on, okay? This is the one that wins the battle via strategy, okay? Very intelligent, very emotionally intelligent at that. The one who can, okay, put the emotions to the side, okay, to be able to look at, okay, this is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen. That's right. That's wrong. That, get rid of that. Bring more of that in. That is what is bring. This is the one that brings results. Okay? This is the one that brings results. This is the work that you are doing. This is the work that you are meant to be doing. This is one of the reasons and purposes for why you are here. Okay? And that's just, boy, you came to balance out the scales. You are here to balance out the scales, Major Libra energy. Okay, I'm going to leave this reading here, okay? I do hope that it reaches whom that it needs to, okay? And gives clarity and validation to the one that it needs to the soul that is here to elevate their bloodline, to the soul that is, you know, the soul that is the black sheep, okay? We're not worried about being a black sheep, though. We're really the goat, okay? This is for the one who was viewed as the black sheep, but you're really the goat, okay? You're really the goat, all right? Wish you inner peace and wholeness, and I will catch you later.